Okay. The next one that we want to talk about is another one that's fairly easy to understand. Married filing jointly. So that means you got married. If you get married December 31st at 11:59 p.m., then you are considered married for that whole tax year, okay? So it's not like, oh, well, we weren't married but a day, so I don't have to file with him. It's not how it works, okay? It's whatever you are on December 31st. So basically, you and your spouse, you're going to file together one tax return, married filing joint. Some things to note about married filing joint is that if you both file together, you both have to sign that tax return, and you are saying that you both agree with whatever is on that tax return, okay? So if there is a balance on that tax return, so you owe, right, at the end, then you both are responsible for that. When you look into your IRS account online, it's going to show up under both of your Social Security numbers, okay? So you want to make sure that that's what you want to do, right? If you're married, you understand that you're both responsible for that, okay? Something else I was just going to say and I forgot. Okay, we'll come back to it. But anyway, you're both responsible for the balance on that tax return, okay? And married filing joint is the lowest tax bracket, okay? So that gets taxed the least of all the filing statuses. All right. So married filing separately is the next thing I want to talk about. This one, sometimes people get mixed up or don't really understand some of the things that go along with married filing separately. So married filing separately is, again, you are technically married on December 31st, okay? But you say, I don't want to file with him, or I don't want to file with her, okay? So that's fine. It's a choice that you can make as a married person. You can file jointly together, or you can file separately. What would be some reasons why people want to file separately if they are married? Especially if married filing joint is the best tax bracket and married filing separately gets taxed like a single person, right? Why would you want to do that? Well, maybe you just like to have your things separately. Like he has his bank account, you have your bank account. You only want to be responsible for your part. I have some couples that are my clients that they got married later in life, right? This is maybe their second or third marriage. He has a house, she has a house. They like to just keep their stuff separately, okay? So it doesn't matter to them that maybe they're paying a little more taxes. That's just the way that they want to do it, okay? And so that might be why they want to file married filing separately. But there are things to note about married filing separately that a lot of people don't know about, right? So if you choose to file married filing separately, there is a lot of things that you do not benefit from or qualify for that most people want on their tax returns. So the first thing is if your spouse itemizes their deductions, like they write off mortgage interest, property taxes, donations, all that good stuff, you have to also itemize, even if you don't have anything to itemize. So it could be your deduction is a big fat zero, okay? If you pay student loan interest back, you cannot write that off or deduct that if you file married filing separately. If you pay daycare for your children, you cannot take that credit if you file married filing separately. Earned income credit, the big credit that we all want to see everybody getting the big refunds. If you file married filing separately, you cannot get earned income credit. If you go to school and you want to use your education for the education credit, you cannot get that if you file married filing separately. The same for adoption credits. If you adopt a child during the year and you want to claim that credit for the expenses you had, you cannot if you file married filing separately. So it's things to consider. It doesn't mean you can't. If you don't have any kids, then none of this stuff would really affect you, right? But those are things to take in note. So when people come in, and I know they were married last year, and then they say, oh, well, we're filing separately this year. As tax preparers, we need to ask more questions to find out why are they saying that. Because if they have children, we need to do a little more investigating because they're not going to get these credits if they file married filing separately, okay? The thing I just thought about that I wanted to mention on married filing joint before was that even if you don't work, like say you have a stay-at-home wife and the husband works or vice versa, right? If you file jointly and there's a balance, you're still both responsible for that, even if you don't work. So just wanted to make sure we both know All right, so we talked about single as a Pringle, married filing joint, and married filing separately.